Indoor Track and Field Championships, was the 1998 SOL Patriot Division champion in the 100-meter AG with a meet record time of 14.4 seconds, and was the PIAA State Meet semifinalist in the 110-meter AG in 98. He graduated from Ohio State University and worked on the documentary for Chicago's bid for the 2016 Olympics.
Hello. I'd like to first start off by congratulating the other inductees this evening. I'd like to thank Ms. Shamini for the honor of being included with so many other athletes. It's a long legacy of athletes, and it's truly an honor to be here this evening. I'd like to thank my dad for going to all the track meets. Like we're going to hear a lot of tonight. He was at every single one the whole way through. Like my brother for flying in from LA to videotape the event here this spring. And my wife Heather, who wanted to be here, but couldn't because she's 8 months pregnant with our first son. So, and lastly, of course, to Coach Lumio. And I have a few things that I'd like to say about Coach tonight. When he called a couple months ago, I was kind of shocked that he was calling me up to, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, because I was just thinking to myself, what took you so long? It's like 2008, 2007, I was 98. But thanks for that. No, I'm joking. I'm much more humble than that. I sort of fell backwards in the track. I didn't make the track team in 7th grade. I'm sorry, baseball team in 7th grade. And my dad said, you're not going to sit on your butt, you're going to play something. So it was kind of just sort of to stay in shape. And it was at Neshaminy Junior, where at the time it was just, it was like a 50-meter cinder track. And I sort of had a knack for it. And then the following year, I just figured I'd stick with it. And that was the year that Maple Point Middle School opened up. And again, we didn't have a track there yet because they hadn't built the track yet, so it was still mud, which is great for cross-country runners. They like sticks and mud and stuff, but like a sprinters, you need, to be able to run on something. So we set up hurdles in the parking lot, and we actually trained in the parking lot for a couple years. And then that was 7th and 8th grade. And then in 9th grade, finally, I could come up here and I could start training, because Coach Lumio recognized some talent. He would drive me up here every day after school because he was teaching biology, of course, at Maple Point Middle School. And after school every day we would drive up here, and that's where I pretty much, everything I had sort of taught myself in the years in the 7th and 8th grade, he told me was wrong and retaught me all over again. So yeah. And there's, no other coach like him. He actually would run with you and race you. It was sort of like no other coach was racing his athletes at the time. It was almost like a samurai master mentor situation, where at some point I have to beat this guy in a race and become the master. But I never beat the guy in the race. He's so fast, fresh out of Miami University. He also prepared you mentally for the meet. So he didn't just work on your technique in your physical athleticism. He also sort of trained you psychologically. And I think that was the most important stuff, was he would say, every time before you get into a race, he'd say, the night before, visualize your race. Visualize the whole race, the whole way through, every step of the way. And he would say, the only person out there, because track is a personal record sport. You're always talking about your PR, you're always trying to one-up yourself, and he would say, the only person that's going to beat you out there tonight is yourself. So you're always, trying to not psych yourself out and to, one up your last event and best time. And that carried with me through my academic and then professional career. It carried with me through Ohio State, where I actually walked onto the track team there, and it's sort of thinking that through gave me the courage to make it onto the track team. And job interviews, visualizing job interviews and always trying to make sure that it was a personal achievement and doing my best at these job interviews. And I don't know, just always trying to be a better person. And I got a lot of that from Coach Lumio, so I'd like to thank Coach Lemieux for being here this evening. Coach, teacher, mentor, samurai, master, all those things. Thank you, Coach.
Okay, so next up, we have Diane G. Zarnecki from the class of 1983. In high school, she was a three-time SOL. Her team was a three-time SOL